Hare Krishna. My name is Śrī Nāma Vanamālī Kṛṣṇa. I am a disciple of Indraduna Swami Maharaj and a son of Prahlad Nrsimha Das and Manarupa Devi Dasi. I came to Gurukula and entered Gurukula when it reopened in 2001. I think it was 2001 on Lakshmi Puja Day. And then I was in Gurukula. I was traveling a lot. I started, over the years, I started serving my Guru Maharaj before I got initiated even, and then eventually I got initiated, and so often I would leave to go and serve him, travel in his festival programs, and then come back. So I came to Gurukula in 2001 and stayed for about 7 to 8 years in the school, but I was traveling a lot. Especially near the end of my stay in the Gurukula, I was traveling with my Guru Maharaj, doing different preaching programs and festival programs, and since I left Gurukula, I've still been traveling with him, and it's pretty much all I've been doing. Yeah, I mean, when looking at the way the Gurukula is now, it's really wonderful. It's grown so much. It's developed a lot. When I was in Gurukula, there was just 6 boys. Obviously, throughout my stay, it grew as well. But yeah, I think there was, at some point, there was like 5 boys. So it was a very small group, very intimate, and you know, we just, our service requirements and our even area of spaces before we came to this campus was very different than it is now. But seeing now how far it's grown, though the environment seems a lot bigger and there's so many more children, that mood is still there. That mood of the Gurukula is still there, and it's a very interesting environment, because now, like, living in the world, traveling and you know, working in the outside world, the one thing that they always tell you when you're in Gurukula is, you know, oh yeah, you know, it means people from outside, they say, oh, how are you going to adapt? You know, you're in this protected bubble, and then you're going to go out, and then you're going to see the world for what it really is, and then you're not going to be able to adapt. There's a lot of different things like that going on. So seeing now, looking back, I see that the Gurukula gave me extremely valuable foundation and ground building that allowed me to go in any direction I wanted. After I was in the Gurukula, I was traveling for a while, and then I wanted to see, because everyone was saying, you know, oh, in the Gurukula you're not going to get a sufficient academic, you know, basis for whatever you want to do in the world. So I decided I want to try that, I want to test that. So I went to the SMIS school, and I think it was, I don't remember what time of the year it was, but I went there and I said I would like to take the final examinations, because all of my friends who weren't in the Gurukula, they were in the SMIS, they were all going to graduate that year. So I went there and I said I would like to take the final examinations to graduate with my friends. We're all the same age, I want to take the same examinations. And the teachers there said it won't be possible because you don't have the same academic base. The same thing that I've been told constantly. And I said, okay, when are the examinations? They said the examinations are 4 months from now. So I said, okay, in 4 months I'll study and I'll take the exams. So because the devotees are very kind over there, they said, no problem, normally wouldn't be done, but if you want to take the exams, it's fine, we'll let you take them, but you have to be aware of the risk, because examinations are very expensive. They're Cambridge examinations. So I said, all right. So then with 3 months, I joined the school. I had 1 tutor or 2 tutors, but most of the time I was just taking the classes with everyone else. And then 1 month before the exam time, I was supposed to plan the last month. I'm going to study really hard, and then my Guru Maharaj gives me a call and says, we're going to Brazil for a preaching festival for 1 month. You should come. So that's just been my life, you know, since Gurukula. And so of course, let's go, Srila Gurudev, I'm ready. Sure enough, I was like, no problem, I'll study in Brazil. No studies happened in Brazil. I didn't even open the book once. But we had a wonderful preaching festival, went all around Brazil. Gurudev was happy. And then before I left, I took his blessing. He said, Gurudev, I got to go back and take my final exams. And they flew me back the day before the exams. So after 30-something hours traveling, arrive, sit down to take all the examinations. So most of the kids had already taken their IGCSEs, their AS levels, and now they were taking their A levels. But I took it all in one sitting. I didn't take IGCSE, but I took AS and A level all in one examination period. And yeah, I mean, all I studied during those 3 months was just examination technique, which is, I basically looked into it, and you just need to know how to exam well, how to accumulate the knowledge that they need you to know. So in that small period of time, I was able to assimilate all the knowledge I needed to prepare myself for these exams. And even though they were saying that I was falling asleep during the examinations because I was so tired, I passed almost with honors. I was like 3 points short of honors, graduating with honors. In one area I did graduate all A's, straight A's. In I think one subject I got a C. But I'm not saying this to aggrandize myself. I'm saying this because some of you out there may be wondering, do I want to put my kids in Gurukul, or are the kids in Gurukul getting enough academic development? So the point of this story is that the Gurukul taught me how to learn, and as a result of that, anything that I put my mind to, I can learn. So during the time that I was in Gurukul, the academic structure, the curriculum was still being piloted. It was still being constructed, and yet I'm not some kind of very intelligent person. I'm just a regular devotee that's come out of this school and was able to take my final examinations and graduate well. And now I have that paper, and I'm never going to do anything with it. It's in my cupboard. If I ever want to pull it out, I can. But it's there, and so what I realized, what my greatest memories of the Gurukul and appreciation of the Gurukul is that they taught me how to focus my mind. And a result of that, now I can do so many different things thanks to that. So when I came to Gurukul, like I said, the Gurukul was just reopening under the new circumstances, and I came with my brother. So my brother he was 5 at the time, and for him it was very challenging to come all of a sudden, stay in the ashram, be separate from the parents, and obviously seeing that for me was difficult. Obviously I miss my parents as well, but for my brother it was particularly challenging, and so seeing that, obviously the teachers together with the parents, my father, different devotees, eventually they came to the system of developing the day schooler system, which is now in functionality. If a boy joins, first they stay at home, they come during the day, they get a chance to adapt to the school, they get a chance to come and join at the point that they're really eager to join, and they're strong and they're happy and they have enough support inside that they don't feel like separated from their parents. So that was one of the challenges, that though it wasn't so strong for me, it was a little strong for my brother because he was younger. That was one of the challenges that I experienced in my day, but that's been rectified in this wonderful day schooler system, which allows a nice balance for that. Other than that, whatever challenges I may have experienced then, now looking back, I understand the reasons behind them, the purposes behind them, and the benefits that have come as a result of them. For example, waking up early in the morning, cleaning all day, taking cold showers, things that, as a child, it's always like, it's not easy, Every day you battle to wake up in the morning, every single day, if it's raining, if it's cold, everyone knows it's difficult. So these little challenges are there, but other than that, no serious challenges that I particularly faced. now in my life, basically my life is putting my energy into the mission of my spiritual master. As you probably know, he has a traveling festival tour that travels all over the world, doing very professional, large-scale festivals, whether they're indoor or outdoor festivals. So I've been taking a part in those festivals diligently over the last 16 years. Since I left school, I've been putting my energy into that one place. So over time, I've taken on more and more responsibilities within the structure of the management and the core team of the tours, and that naturally comes as a result of having been in Gurukula. Obviously, the Gurukula system, the first thing that they want to etch into the boys is that concept of responsibility and accountability. So if you're accountable and you're responsible, there's no limit to what you can do. Your personal capacity of stress management is what you have to learn to deal with. But as far as anything, any place in the world, if they need someone to do something, they want to know that if they tell you, hey, can you do this? They don't need to think about it. They don't need to worry. They don't need to come and check. They know you'll apply your intelligence and get it done. So that particular value or characteristic, I feel, was nurtured and developed here in the school, and I'm applying it now. So now I serve in the capacity of artistic director. So my responsibility covers the artistic experience of any of the festivals. So as you know, the festivals are all cultural events. They always have a stage and a stage show, and then there's different tents or like a little bazaar, but the main focus obviously is the stage show. So my responsibility covers from conceptualizing shows, developing, writing, directing, creating, and then producing the shows. Obviously there's a huge team of devotees, all professionals in their capacities, but to coordinate the entire thing, it's really just management in the sense of coordinating with individuals and understanding how to interact with people and emotions and responsibilities, and the artistic aspect of it is only so much. The rest is actually being responsible and just getting it done. So I would say that I wouldn't be in that particular capacity of service now if it weren't for what I learned here in the Gurukula. I am in a very new status of life in the sense that I'm married and I'm expecting a child. So it's a very, very new status of life, new levels of responsibility, excitement, and potential for service. Let's put it like that. There are many ways to look at life. There are many ways to look at the troubles and the challenges that are faced in life. For example, now, hearing that I'm expecting a child, many of my friends, well-wishers, acquaintances feel the need to let me know that it's going to be difficult and that it's going to be harsh, and don't expect it to be easy, don't expect to be goo-goo gaga, it's going to be this and it's going to be that. And that's very nice, it's very kind of them to let me know. But when you've gone through the Gurukula system, you know that that everything requires service. You want a clean veranda to sleep on, you have to sweep it. You want to have nice prasadam, you have to cook it. You want to have a nice environment to live in, you have to clean it. You want to have clean clothes to wear, you have to wash them. You want to have nice relationships with the friends, you have to maintain them. Nothing comes just like that. And most importantly, you're doing it as a service. You're not, going and doing things because you want to get these particular results. You know that you're educated in knowing that these are the results of these activities, but at the same time, in your mind, you're constantly reminding yourself that this is a service. This is a service. So once you see everything as a service, you become inspired and excited to do these new services. So for example, in the day that I was introduced to the fact that I would be kitchen in charge, someone could come and tell me, oh, it's really difficult, you know, you have to make sure nothing gets stolen, you have to make sure that you order all the food, you have to make sure that, you know, you have enough this, you have enough that this. Someone could come and warn me of all these things, but one way to see it is like, oh, this is such a difficult thing. Or you could look at, wow, this is a wonderful potential for service and growth. So it all depends on your perspective. If your desire is to sit like a couch potato on your sofa and have, you know, everything just function around you the way that, you know, you expect things to happen and please you, then obviously having a child is a very cumbersome situation. Most people, they wouldn't want to have children because it's hard work, right? Or they wouldn't want to be in a real relationship and they prefer to just mess around because it's hard work. But when you've grown up in a culture of being enthusiastic to carry out the service, then more possibility for service is just exciting. It becomes something that you look forward to. You look forward to being humbled by the fact that your child's going to behave in certain ways and embarrass you as you're growing older. You're looking forward to being put in situations where you have to really challenge your level of consciousness to be able to give proper example to the children. So these are all opportunities for growth. And if your goal in life is to actually develop to the point of pure devotional service, then it's very exciting. And you see a wonderful potential for growth, for service. So this is also a concept that I think was kindled and definitely had space to grow here in the Gurukul. That understanding that everything revolves around service. You wake up in the morning and then you clean. Then you have breakfast and then you clean. And then before lunch you cook, and after cooking you clean. And after eating you clean. Then you have a class, and then there's evening service, which is cleaning. And then you go to sleep. Before going to sleep, you probably clean some more. So that concept of constantly maintaining the environment, it's not very difficult to then later go in life when you have to sweep a marble floor. It's much easier than sweeping a cow dung floor, a brick floor. So then you feel like, wow, this is elegant. This is, you know, abundance. Look at me, I have a marble floor to sweep now. But you don't think of not sweeping. So that concept of constantly being engaged in service, I think, was one of the most applicable lessons that I learned in school. And right now I don't know yet if it's a boy or a girl. So there's still an unknown factor there. Otherwise, obviously, if it's a boy, then definitely I would enroll him in the Gurukul for a period of time. I think that that the Gurukula system is absolutely required. Well, we have land here in Mayapur, so naturally we would like to develop the land to the point that we can live off the land to whatever potential. But apart from that, I would say that the main aim of my life is to continue developing my Gurudev's mission. And now with him getting older, he's expecting us to take on more and more responsibility. And not only responsibility, but just to actually push it forward, because right now it functions based on the donations that he brings in, right? So for it to be sustainable after he moves on from this plane, it has to develop new legs, it has to develop new funding, it has to develop new systems. So that is pretty much all we focus on, to continue developing that, so that he can peacefully retire to do his bhajan, or if he's gonna, you know, fight in the trenches until the very end, he can know that his legacy will go on. Apart from that, also my father, he has quite a legacy of preaching that he's been, you know, developing over his whole life, and I'm also helping him to develop what he's doing as well. But for myself, I'm now carrying out the duties of a grihastha, and you know, to raise my children to the best of my capability. And then once my duties are there, my wife and I will happily take on a vanaprastha life where we can just focus on our services and in our bhajan and our puja, our seva. But yeah, that's pretty much the life that I see. Hopefully being able to carry out each responsibility to perfection, to whatever extent that we can. Whether it's raising children, whether it's living a renounced life, whether it's developing the mission of my spiritual master or continuing my father's legacy. Yeah, just to live that to completion, because there's nothing else really worth it, at least not in my eyes, to make it in the world, would be to come to the point that I can chant the holy name with tears in my eyes. And my spiritual master told me, if you do that, you repaid me for all the trouble it's been to have you as a disciple. So that's kind of the goal. Other than that, yeah, I mean, obviously if I would be in Mayapur more often, if my service allows, I would obviously like to get involved in the school, help in whatever way I can. Like I said, I'm not particularly educated in any particular sphere. I mean, I can speak 8 languages and I can, you know, create, you know, massive productions and things like that that have come out very, very well for my service. But do I feel educated enough to actually teach something? No. I would have to study it and then teach it. But if the school needed support, I would be happy to contribute in whatever way towards the school. And who knows? I feel that it's also very nice to develop schools in other places as well. I once had, before I got so involved in my spiritual master's project, I was hoping to open up a branch of the Bhaktivedanta Academy in a different country. And I was already doing the groundwork, etc., etc. And then I got a call from my spiritual master, said he needed something, and then that's as far as that project went. But who knows, maybe in my older years, if I'm able to train somebody to come to the level to carry out my services now, and I could carry other services for the tour in other capacities, then perhaps I could pursue that vision as well. But yeah, whatever way my seva kind of channel opens, then that's what we're gonna do.